Hi, my name is Jake and I'm part of the team that helped develop the Civic Smart eRMA website, and I'm going to show you a little bit of the functionality. Here we have the landing page where you can get to know Civic Smart a bit more, the story, the technology, the sensors, and the software. And if you want to get in touch with Civic Smart, we have a nice little form down here that you can fill out. Now, to submit an eRMA, you need to first register. So you go up here and click here. A little form here, pretty standard, with a captcha at the bottom to make sure there's no fake users. I already have an account, so I'm just going to go ahead and log in. And now I'm ready to submit my eRMA. Click here, and it pulls the information from the database already to the form, so you don't need to re-enter any of those values. And then here I'm allowed to select a product. I'm going to click Liberty and then enter a serial number. And if there's multiple serial numbers or multiple products that you own, we have that option. And then the description of the issue. You just go down here to submit. And then you're done. You get a nice confirmation message saying that it's all been received. And you have the option to print it if you'd like. And that's it.
Now we are going to be looking at the SQL database as well as the register and login page. We're going to see the live values in action here, and we will begin with registering a user. For this case, I will go ahead and be using myself as the register. Now that we have already registered here, we will go ahead and look at the database portion. And as you can see here, we have three tables here. For example, we have the eRMA, the maintenance, and users. For this purpose and this instance, we will be mainly focusing on users and eRMA. So inside the users table, we will see that I am a user ID of number 49. My first name, last name, email, address 1. Nothing was entered for address 2. You see my city, state, zip, and pass. My password is encrypted before it reaches the database. On to the second part here, we'll be going ahead and logging into the website here. Now you can see here that I am logged in as myself, Matthew Buboltz, and I will go ahead and go and submit an eRMA. As you can tell, all the fields are pre-filled in from registering. What it's grabbing is your session data, and when I say your session data is actually session data of user ID of 49, and it's actually grabbing your user ID and email here. For this case, we'll go ahead and look at the product here. The only thing that needs to be entered here is the product. For this case, we'll do a LNG and the first serial number, which is, we'll name it 123456 with an op. We'll go ahead and click submit, and now you can see that we have generate an eRMA. And going forward, we'll go ahead and look at the eRMA table. In this case, you see that we have generated our order ID, which is LNG, today's year, date, and month, along with hour, minute, and seconds. And then there's a randomly generated number 1 through 99. So in that case, we have no duplicate. We have our product selection, our email, our serial number, and the description of the issue. As you can see, we can actually go all the way up to 6 serial numbers and 6 descriptions. Now that we're looking at the code here, we are going to query the database for the user ID from users where email equals email, so that way there's not already a previous registration from that email. And once it checks that and confirms there isn't one, we'll go ahead and insert into the user table. First name, last name, address 1, address 2, city, state, zip, email, pass, phone, and registration dates. And once we go ahead and do that, we will go ahead and look at the register page. And once you fill all this information, you'll hit register. And from there, you'll see that from previous session that we just used was I created a user ID 49, and which was automatically generated by the SQL database, and my username was generated, such as mbubalt61@gmail.com. And for the next step here, we're going to go ahead and log in. Once I'm going to log in as myself again. Alright, and I seem to have made a mistake here. Bear with me. Alright, now that I'm logged in here, once you hit that login button, we are going to be setting the session. And when we look at the login.php, we are going to see that we are querying the database for a select star from users where email equals e and password equals SHA-1 pass. And that's indicating the email. Look here, we are looking for the users table, and we'll see that we're looking for the email address to make sure it's there, as well as the password, and it's going to show as encrypted in SHA-1. And we're going to be clarifying our session as user ID, first name, last name, email, address, city, state, zip, password, and phone. This way we can call upon that session data at a later time. For when we are going to be submitting our eRMA, down at the bottom, we'll go ahead and hit the submit button. And once you hit the submit button, it's actually going to call the user ID, first name, last name, email, address 1, address 2, city, state, zip, pass, or excuse me, not pass, and phone. And as you can see here inside the eRMA, we are going to go ahead and scroll all the way down here, and we will see that once you fill out, we will go ahead and insert into the database. And we'll go ahead and it'll check to make sure all the fields are acquired, and we'll go ahead and insert into the eRMA order ID, product selection, description, email, serial number, and so forth. And as you can see, we will go ahead and look at that as well by going into the eRMA table, and we'll see that it's already just entering the order ID, which is the randomly generated RMA number, and the product selection, email, serial number, and description.
We'll be looking at the error messages that you will receive when the fields are not entered in correctly according to the register, login, and eRMA PHP codes. There are a combination of if and else commands. On the register page, if they are not entered in correctly according to lines 42 through 186, as I will scroll down to show, that's line 42, through 186. If you haven't filled out the form correctly, it will read the following errors had occurred, and it will say either you forgot to enter your first name, last name, address, city, state, zip, email address, or phone number. It would also say, please go back and make sure you check the security capture box if the box is not checked. And if you forgot to enter your password, it will say, you forgot to enter your password. Please try again. As we will look on the Civic Smarts page, here's the register page, and nothing is entered. So I'm going to press register, and there it says error. The following errors occurred. You forgot to enter your name, last name, your address, city, state, zip, email address, your phone number. Please go back and make sure you check the security capture box. You forgot to enter your password. When you enter anything other than a letter and a white space for your first name, last name, or city, it will read only letters and white space allowed according to line 48. And I will show line 48. Okay, that's line 48. Only letters and white space allowed for first name. So we'll try that on the Civic Smarts page. Okay, and I'm going to add a number to my first name. I'm going to add a number to my last name. And I'm going to add a number to the city and a number to the state. And press enter. I'm just going to put a password in just in case. And the following errors had occurred. Only letters and white space allowed for first name. Only letters and white space allowed for last name. Only letters and white space allowed for city. And please try again. Um, please try again will always point to line 242. Excuse me, 241. Let's look at it. There you see again, only letters and white space allowed for first name, last name, city, state. And that's line 241 where it would say, please try again. Please try again. On the login page, when nothing is entered according to the login PHP, lines 18 through 95 will read the following errors occurred. As I will scroll down for you to see, line 18 through 95. it will read the following errors had occurred. You forgot to enter your email address. Please go back and make sure you check the security capture box. You forgot to enter your password. Please try again. And we're going to go there right now to the login page. And as you can see, there's nothing on the form, it's blank. So we're just going to click the login button. And then we get the following errors occurred. You forgot to enter your email address. Please go back and make sure you check the security capture box. You forgot to enter your password. Please try again. And all the please try again for the login PHP points to line 117, as I will show. Every time you get an error, it'll show please try again. And we're going to go back to the Civic Smart page. So when you enter the wrong format for email, it will let you know that you have entered an invalid email format according to line 25. So we're going to go look at line 25. Invalid email format. And we're going to try that. So I'm just going to put anything in. And there it says the following errors occurred, invalid email format. Also, when the email and password does not match, it will display the email address and password entered do not match those on file according to line 95. So we're going to look at line 95. The email address and password entered do not match those on file. So we're going to try logging in back on the Civic Smart page, and I'm going to put my email address. And there it says the email address and password entered do not match those on file. So we're going to put the correct information in so we can look at the eRMA page and check out those errors when the form is not entered in correctly. Okay. Now we're logged in to my account on the eRMA, and once you have access to the eRMA page, all your contact information will be seen, but when it's not filled out correctly, you'll receive an error message according to the eRMA PHP lines 18 through 111. Let's go look at that. And 18. Well, I guess that would say from 16 to 111. You forgot to enter your first name, last name, email address, your address, city, state, phone number, serial number for the product, and it was to let you know that you forgot to select your product. And there's a description line as well. And all fields are required. So, and just like the other pages, uh, when you receive an error, it will let you know to please try again. And for this eRMA page, the line that it points to is 279. So we're just going to look at that so we don't have to go back. That's 279. And there you have it. Please try again. So we're going to go back to the Civic Smart page to see how those will show when the repair authorization form and contact information is not entered in correctly. Just have to delete all of this. We'll shortly see the results. Okay, now that everything has been deleted, we will press submit, and there we have it. The following errors occurred. You forgot to enter your first name, last name, email address, city, state, phone number, serial number on line 1, your product, and forgot to enter a description on line 1. And also there again is the please try again.
Currently, for security, the team has incorporated password encryption within the database, as well as form input checking. As you can see starting on line 42 of the register.php file, we check the user input to verify that the form has been filled out. We've also set a minimum password requirement, as seen by line 177 of the same file. The minimum requirement is 12 characters and the maximum requirement is 20 characters. If the user does not meet these requirements, an error is posted to the database, and the user must complete the registration again. Once everything is verified, the fields are submitted to the database using SHA-1 to encrypt the password. The team has also incorporated a reCAPTCHA into the register page to prevent any bots or unwanted registrations. This function can be seen starting on line 138 of the register.php file. The team